The only purpose of man's sojourn on this earth is to seek God. I come to you in the night, in the dream weaver. I'm doing the bardo with you. Every time. And with all modesty I say, all humility here, in the known world, nobody else is doing it. I have to make it clear to knock off the BS in your mind that you're coming here, you're very special people, that's why you come here, and I will do the dream weaver too. The shortcoming will not be from my side when I appear to you in the dream, in the bardo, and I clear your negativity and the BS. I always tell you, don't I, that I am the garbage man and you're the can. So open the can, let the garbage man do his work and clean you. When it is repeatedly done and the master touches you in your astral and causal body, then the process of cleansing starts. Purgatory is just a process of cleansing. The Devachan, the bardo is a process of cleansing. We don't need to do it. We've long passed it. So you'll come into your bardo and we'll clean it all at once. So only when you repeatedly practice on the track and field events. Michael Phelps. Anyone heard of Michael Phelps? Do you know the sort of practice he does? I saw a video in which he practiced. They lay their life on the line, man. You can't just go and say at the last moment, now I'm a water torpedo. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to go at the speed of light. It won't do. It won't do. Till for 100 lives you practice in the pool and you're swimming, then you will be born a human fish, a barracuda, then you'll get the speed. So what we are trying to do here with you, do you understand that this is not merely a fun game or something? I'm here transforming your lives to cross the bridge of samsara, to cross the bridge of not only the physical but the astral and get straight to the clear light of the Chaitanya, the inner star, Shivanetra Tara, the star of the eye of Shiva, the jewel in the soul. And therefore you need practice these techniques. They are all moving towards life. So after your life, you will not die, you will get to the great awakening. I need to tell you something, and I will confess before you. Many people have faith in me, and they have come and told me, Gurunath, we have been to many teachers, but I have come to you. I did not have faith there that they would be by my bedside when I died. They used the word death. I said, I'll be there when you awaken, not die. And they told me that because I have faith, I am with you. Because there's something in you that I feel that you can do it, even when you're not in this body. And the day before yesterday, I won't take names, I was put to a test, not once or twice. And both the times, the person before dying, I'm telling you this, to have solace that I promise you that you will not, those who practice sincerely the Kriya Yoga and Jyoti Mudra will not die in darkness. They will be ushered by the light to the great tunnel of joy, to Satchidanand, the existence, consciousness and bliss. And even if you go to the bardo, you will be saved and protected by the Guru. Every path, every footstep of the path. This is a fact. Amen. And so, when he went, he said, you want this photo or Jesus or Krishna or this thing? He said, no, just get me Gurunath's. And he got my photo, and while he was passing away, he closed his eyes and he said, I can see him even with closed eyes. I have no pain in the cancer, no pain in my prostrate, my throat, my lungs. I am in bliss. I am going. It is not my effort because I have not made enough. It is his effort and I am gone. So when I got this news, I myself had not confidence that I would keep my word. It is a great responsibility to be by the bedside of a person when he gets through his greatest moment of of joy is when what you call is death, because that is not your death, that is the awakening into the divine light. In our philosophy, we have no death. As Lord Krishna has said, Nayanam chandati shastrani, nayanam dehati pavaka, na kledayanti apana shoshayati maruta. You are the divine soul, O Arjun. Your body but a garment is in karmic web enthralled. You are the divine soul. Focus not on the body, but focus on the soul. For you are the divine soul. The water cannot wet you, the breeze cannot dry you, the weapons cannot pierce you, the fire cannot burn you. You are the immortal Atma, O Arjun, and therefore live without fear. Fight the good battle, for if you win, you shall rule as supreme king, and if you die, you shall attain final moksha. So this is, Arjun was known as the Mahatapan, the great tapasvi. It's constant and deep meditation for years. So this is my message to you. Don't get caught up in emotions. Don't get caught up in the bardo. There's no need. This is for the yogis. I'm speaking to the yogis. Now you'll ask me, how about the ordinary people? Yes, for the ordinary people in India, we have 3 processes when a person dies or after he is dead to guide him. Like in Tibet, they have one process which was taken from Indian books, which Nagarjuna wrote, was taken to Tibet and preserved then, is called the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which is not a Tibetan Book of the Dead. It is the Indian Book of the Dead. Or if you want to be like that. But I'm saying it's the human book. It is to guide people by constant vibration after they have left their physical body to go back to its elements. They have one book which has come from the land of India, land of libations, the Tapobhumi. So there are 3 processes. When a person dies a normal death, he has to go through purgatory. He is not like us, a yogi practicing, and neither has Guru Nath given them the word that even if you don't practice, I will be by your bedside. No. So they have a book called the Garud Puran. The Garud Puran. The Purana is the ancient history and genealogy of all your ancestors, all your families and spiritual practices which are done. So you not only pay the debt of your karmic leisure of yourself, but also of your ancestors. It is called the Garud Puran. So this is for normal people. It is read for 10 days, the same practices in Tibet. After 3 days, the soul disengages itself from the ethereal and physical body. The same is given in the Persian doctrine of the Zen Davasta of the Parsis, 72 hours. India says 72 hours. Tibetan yoga, 72 hours. After that, the reading of the Garud Puran carries on for 10 days. During this process, the soul is guided step by step into the places it goes, and it is told what it is in old language. Many of it is metaphorical. It has to be taken in a practical sense and interpreted. It's codified, the Garud Puran. It has to be taken in a practical sense that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Whatever he did karmically, he has to repay in those astral spheres. Bhur Bhava Swaha. Then there is another book of the dead for people who have died a premature death, in accident, and in unforeseen circumstances. There we have a pole. So it is known as a Pishachik death. Then for him, the person to listen after 72 hours, they have a pole on it which they have an asan like this, and they tie the red asan, it's red in color. The dead soul comes there and listens. That is called the Bhagavad. They read the Bhagavad. The resonant frequency and the vibrations of the Bhagavad release that soul from its astral shell and lets it go to the causal shell. These shells have to be broken as they are guided through the paths and tunnels and various alleyways. They're not only tunnels, there are oceans to swim, there are mountains to climb, there are tunnels to go through. The tunnel of light comes later, the tunnel of clear light. Even the cosmos has to go through the great wormhole. Even our galaxy is subject to this, the book of the Great Awakenings. So the first book of the Great Awakening, which is a misnomer called death, is called the Garuda Puran. The second book of the Great Awakening, guiding you through these difficulties, is the Bhagavatam. And the third, for liberated soul, either you can read the Shiv Puran or the Bhagavad Gita. So these books are guiding factors to the soul that is departed from the body, but is still lingering in its astral form. It lingers, and to break that lingering spook, that astral being, which sometimes you see apparitions and ghosts, that is the soul which is marking time till its liberation happens. Suppose a soul is to live 80 years, it dies at a premature death at the age of 50 years. It marks time in limbo for 30 years. I'm giving you this knowledge because it was needed. You needed to have a certain background. So, according to the great Chinese philosopher Liu Tang, he says that India is the source and the mother of all spiritual language. A trickle of it went out and inundated the whole of Southeast Asia, and later its fragrance and influence spread to the Western world. The deepest known and codified language in the minds of the people, very bad Indians at writing and codifying. Today even you will meet people who will chant 10 Bibles all by heart in one shot. They have it printed in the indelible substance of the mind. This is very important to know. And you must be rested at this, that we are taking you, this is the main factor to scoop you out of that space. This is only for you, not the common lot. The people who practice Kriya Yoga shall not die in darkness, provided it's a sincere, persevering practice. Don't take this as some tea talk or parlor talk. And it is not, come walk into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. It's not a trap either. I'm not a spider and you're not the fly. But I will liberate from the web of the spider of delusion, illusion and error. You are in the web. You think you are a physical body and have a soul. The greatest gift of India is its patterns of breathing, where it teaches you to disengage from the trammels of the senses and free your soul to unite with the infinite Spirit of God. This is the sum and substance of the teachings. This is the purpose. The only purpose of your journey on this earth is to seek God. Don't seek Bardotol, don't seek purgatory, don't seek anything less. The yogi as you are strong, catch it by the forelock and throw it out of the window. I'm very strong against this teaching because I have been one of the main proponents of Tibetan yoga and Buddhism. And I was born in India a long time back ago. And I went to Bhutan and Tibet and set up all their system. Do you know that they had no language of their own? Do you know where the language came from for Tibet? It came from India. The great scholars and yogis of India chalked out a language which is spoken by them called the Tibetan language. Now the son is telling the father, come, I will teach you some yoga. Old wine in new bottles. So please don't get mixed up, because many of you are going, I would not go into the sphere of the emotional body. It's very bad. It wastes a lot of time. Be clear. Have compassion, but don't get involved in emotion. The astral body is to be cleansed thoroughly. And this is done by the constant breathing of Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is the factor.